Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Coffee with Coach. Today we have brought a wonderful topic on private company expectation versus reality. This is a unique video from Coffee with Coach to you so that you get a clear picture of where you are going to work for. In this video, we'll be discussing with you the various positive things about the private company as well as some negative aspect of working in a private company. So let us watch this video till end, because if you are an engineer and going to sit for your placement, you should be knowing all this point before joining any MNC. So let us move to our first slide. In this video, these are the contents that we are going to cover up. First is the job expectation. What expectation you have and what is the reality you may face. Second of all, the career growth. You may be an ambitious guy, ambitious girl with a lot of career expectation. But before joining this, you should know this reality. And the third will be the work culture. The work culture is a very important parameter in any career person's life, because company is a place, it becomes more than your family. You will be spending your more quality time in the company rather than with your family once you join an MNC. So let us move and see what is the difference between your expectation and the reality. The first and foremost thing, you must be expecting a lot about the daily work that you will be doing in the MNC or any service-based company. So what you expect is something like this. You will be sitting in front of your screen working with the codes like what you watch in the movie. But my friends, the reality is quite different from what you know. You must be having an expectation that you'll be spending all the time with your codes. In the reality, you will be working in Excel sheet. When you guys call us for counseling or any such thing, you guys have so many questions that, ma'am, which coding should I learn? I want a development project. I want this project. I really wanted to learn. I'm very good at Java. I'm very good at C. I'm good at Python. I'm good at .NET. But most of the time, you may end up in a support-based project. You will be spending your time in an Excel sheet. So guys, do not keep an high expectation if you're joining a service-based company. If you really need something, I'll be discussing that very minute but a very important and interesting point with you in my next slide. So let's see in the next slide what I have kept for you. The project. As I mentioned in the previous, coding skills will fetch development project. This is a complete myth. It may happen that you are very good in programming skill until and unless you are from a tier 1 colleges. Mind it guys, tier 1 colleges here, I mean from IITs, NITs and some very good college like MET. So if you are from those colleges, still you may have an expectation to get a good development project. Otherwise, it is completely a luck to you. Getting a development project in a service-based company is like a 50-50 chance. It may happen that even in your training period in any of the MNC, you have been trained in Java, .NET, Python, it does not matter. When you are in a project, they may give you according to their requirement. Sometimes it happens that you have done, for example, Java in your training period in company. But it does not guarantees you a place in a development project. It completely depends on the requirement of the project of that time. For example, even if you are trained in Java, but the requirement is in .NET, they may shift your domain to .NET. It does not matter which degree you have done. It does not matter what projects have you done or any kind of certification you have done. So whatever is the requirement, they will transfer your domain accordingly. Even I have seen many a times it does not matter with the experience. For example, some people start their career with Java. But after 2 to 3 years, when the project duration is over, they may again have to start with a new fresh technology. It may happen that at that time the requirement is of .NET. You cannot tell those people, you cannot tell your R&G that I want a project only in Java. It may happen that they will give you in .NET. So accordingly, you have again become a fresher in the entire domain. So this is a very small picture that I have shared with you of the private sector service-based company. But as I mentioned, I'll give you one tip over here. If you really want a development project and a good project, first and foremost thing what you should do is try for a product-based company. Now, to fetch a seat in product-based company, you cannot be just good in coding. You have to master any one coding language, whether it's C, Java, Python, but you have to be the master in that. For that, you have to learn coding very properly. And you have to know all the subjects of CSE to get place in a product-based company. So this was a very important tip from you. But guys, it does not mean that I meant that coding is not required to get a seat into a service-based company. Coding has become such an important skill right now that if you want to get a success in a field of IT, it is a must skill that you must possess. So whatever is your expectation, whether it's a service-based, whether it's a project-based, coding is quite important. But it does not mean that you should not know coding. Coding is quite important these days. Even if you want to crack the examination or the interview of a service-based company, then you have to be good in coding. Coding has become a very important parameter in recruitment process these days. But as I mentioned, if you really want a development project, then you have to learn the coding like a pro. Then only you will be able to fetch a seat in a product-based company. Now let us assume that you could not fetch a seat in a product-based company and you really want to confirm your seat in a development project as well. To do so, you may start your career with some startup, because startup is quite a good options right now to start your career with, as the amount of learning that you may get from a startup is quite a huge than any other service-based company, because service-based company is all about providing service to some product-based company. In that way, it is supporting a product-based company. So it may happen that you do not learn so much in a service-based company. I want to share with you another way. This is for all the people whose grades are not very high or is not eligible in some form, maybe because of the fluency or in any other form for the big top-notch product-based company. They can start their career with some startup. Startups are really a great push to your career, as when you go for a startup, they may offer you easily a development project to work with. But getting into startup is also not a very easy task, because they will also analyze your potential in the coding if you really want to bag up a development project. So what my suggestion here with you is like, first try to brush up your coding skills for a good development project. You may start your career with either a product-based company if you satisfy with all the grades, or you may also start your career with the startups. A great opportunity we have for all our wonderful subscribers staying in Kolkata. We are planning to start another branch office of ours in Kolkata, and we need interns for coding, aptitude and reasoning. So if you feel you are eligible and competent enough to be a part of our growing startup, then please do send us your CV at our email address showing in the screen. So it's a great opportunity for all of you. It will be a great learning experience to work with us. It will be an internship of 3 months. For this profile, we are searching a candidate who has a good knowledge in any programming language for the coding role. For aptitude, he should be a good in aptitude and should have a good analytic skills. For reasoning as well, he should be a good in reasoning, and for all the 3 roles, he or she should be a good communicator. That means he or she should have a fluency in English. This is a great opportunity which will also fetch you a experience certificate of the 3 months. This internship will be of minimum 3 months. So if you are really interested for this great learning experience, then do send CV in the email address which is popping below. So with this, let us move on to the next slide. So, a career growth. This is a very important parameter, of course, in your life. Career. How much growth you will see in your career if you join any MNC. So, this is a very important growth chart for you. When you are a fresher, you start your career in the base level. See, as we can see from this graph, this is the fresher. But at the top notch, if you see, it is written experience with a company change. Now, what it means here? Here, I have added one more point, that's experience without company change. All the MNCs, especially I'm talking about the service-based company, they do not value your loyalty. If you are starting with any company, for example, you started with a company ABC. After 5 years, your career will not take a great hike if you sustain in the same company. But this is a hard reality of an IT company, an IT service-based job, that if you do a company change, then only you will be able to fetch a good career growth in your company. So this is a suggestion from our side to all the freshers who is working there or all the starting level engineers. So if you are in a fresher on a start level, try to acquire as much as knowledge as possible in your starting age. Do not try to join those companies where you are in a relaxed position. Even if your project does not offer you much, please focus on your learning side. And one very important point to note here, should not consider that I told you to change the company. That means you will keep on changing in a very less interval. Try to acquire as much as knowledge in a very starting of your career. For example, you work for a company for 2 to 3 years. Then you try for a switch of company. Then you may be an eligible for a good hike. See, if you are a fresher and then if 3 years you have given for the company, and these 3 years are very crucial, you should always keep on updating your knowledge with different courses, with different book reading, with different learning experience. Then what happened, after 3 years you will be eligible to change, because before 2 years, a minimum of 2 years you should work in a company. If before 2 years you switch, then you will always be considered as a fresher only. So after 2 years, when you are switching to another company, then you may hope for a good hike of 50% in what you are getting. The first hike is always the biggest hike. The first hike may be 50, then it may again next company, after the first company switch, if you opt for, then you may get a 30%, and as you advances in your career, the hike will keep on decreasing. So always try to acquire a good knowledge and go for a first company switch, because this is a very important in your career. This is all for the service-based company candidates. See, when you're joining in a service-based company, your salary will be quite less than a product-based company. Always try to switch into a product-based company within 5 years of your career, because it may fetch you a good career opportunity and at the same time a good hike. And if you have started as a product-based company, then nothing can be better than this, because your starting salary will be a way better than a fresher starting his career in a service-based company. So as I mentioned you, please try to sit for all the product-based company. There are some examination which may be very important for you. It's like e-litmus, AMCAT. We have made a separate video on e-litmus and AMCAT. If you do not have any idea, do watch the video. The video link is showing in the top of your screen. You may click on it and do watch the video. It will be very important for you. This is for all the people who does not know what is product based and what is a service based company. Do not forget to comment us if you have any problem understanding the concept. I can understand you are in the starting phase of your career. You may not understand some parts, some problems. You may be inquisitive and curious to know more. We offer a free guidance to all the people who have problem with their career. So if you have any problem, do join us. We have a dedicated WhatsApp group for that. So keep connected with Coffee with Coach. Moving on to the next slide. The work culture. I have told you so many negative aspects of working in a IT firm, but at the same time, there are some wonderful experience that you will have in working there. The lavish office. Of course, the office environment will be very good, and it will be far, far, far better than what government office will offer you. So you will of course have an access to a lavish office. You will love working there. Hard work versus smart work. There is a small twist here. Sometimes neither your hard work, neither your smart work pays off in an IT firm. Of course, smart work is much preferable than a hard work, but the smartest work survives in an IT firm. There are many such opportunities. You may be working hard, but you won't get a dedicated result. There are so many parameters that goes in the backside in an IT firm. So you should be quite capable in handling all the office politics. Otherwise, you may end up in a low grade appreciation. So this is a tip from me. Please do know what kind of thing is going on in your project. That is quite important for you. The third important about the work culture is the teammate. It will not the same bond that you have experienced with college. The teammates will be a somewhat different. You may get disappointment at times, but of course it will be more professional. So be prepared for the professionalism. With this, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, share it with all the people who is ambitious to join a private sector so that they may also know the reality and do not make a false expectation. Thank you so much for watching the video. Do not forget to give us a thumbs up. If you like the video, do subscribe and hit the bell icon to get all such video from us. Bye bye. All the very best to you.